like my day here, people would say, bloody hell, the money's changed from my day, you know, the decade before that. Yeah. But it just keeps escalating. It's getting bigger and bigger, and it's the way it's gone, and you just have to accept it and enjoy it.
So it's Forrest to get us up and running. There's a change of ends between the two, so I suppose it's always a danger when you're starting to come back into training after so long out. You pick up those secondary injuries. The boss assuring supporters that it's hopefully a case of weeks rather than months for Isaac Vassell. Here's Bogle inside the box. He goes onto his right foot, curls it goalwards, and it's inches wide of the far post. It's as close as Blues have come so far in the game, and it's courtesy of an Omar Bogle strike.
Yeah, great play, positive. Pinned his man out wide, then rolled him, chopped him, and got it onto his right foot. And just when you're thinking the angle's not quite there and he might pass it, he's just whipped his right foot round it, and it's nearly crept in the bottom corner. Gary Monk's obviously worked on that and keeping them narrow, defend at all costs, and then we'll hit them on the counter. As we've got a great opportunity now with a free kick.
And it's Gardner who's carefully placing this ball. Left of centre. Could you put this any more perfectly on the pitch for a right footer?
He'll fancy this as well, when he's old club. He scored some great goals here.
Gardner who stands over. It's the right of Gardner or the left of Hotter here. It's a four-man wall. It's Gardner. It's beyond the wall. Oh, and it's wide. You're waiting for the net to rustle, and instead it flies past the near post. Here's Magoma. It's a loose pass from Watson. Off goes Magoma, galloping away down the left-hand side. Bogle and Jukovic for him company. He picks out Jukovic at the back post, and it's 1-0! 20 minutes on the clock. Blues strike first, and it's Lukas Jukovic. His first of the season, and it sends the away end into absolute pandemonium. 20 minutes gone. Forest 0, Blues 1. A bit more of a football brain in Osborne.
Yeah, I mean, for me, he's a bit of a direct winger, isn't he? But he's been playing a bit at left back as well, so he might change it up a bit to wing backs maybe.
Hotter trying to find Magoma. Instead, he found a red shirt. Kieftenbeld into Gardner. A bit of space for Gardner. Rolls it Maxime Collins' way, a little short, so goes back to Morrison. Morrison towards Jukovic, gets the flick on, and Hotter will get on the second ball. Hotter has pulled Fox out of position. Hotter's left foot, the effort straight off the Forest defender and scrambled clear by Fox. Kieftenbeld just lifts it forward. Byram sets it down for Colback. Again, Maxime Collin on the front foot, nudges it beyond his marker, and here goes Hotter. Collin will join in as well. It's Hotter finding Collin. This is danger. Collin back towards Magoma with the strike, and it's straight at Pantilimon. A yard either side, and Blues double their lead. A few of the sports gels left in the technical area. Fan of the sports gel? Will you ever have a sports gel do much for you? Your face says no, by the way.
Bit of hair gel maybe, that's about it, I think. Nah, yeah, get your fluids in, get your gels in. 20 minutes coming up, you need your energy. If it helps, anything helps that you can get away with and have it.
Jukovic with the header again. Who's fouled to latch onto the second ball? Here's Shea Adams. Might get a strike and goal. Adams! Fires into the bottom corner. A super finish from the substitute, which doubles Blues lead. Forest 0, Blues 2, 17 left on the clock.
Yeah, we seen at half-time, didn't we, Gary Monk and James Beattie having a chat with Shea Adams, and it was definitely about, you know, when you're coming on, this is how you're going to make an impact, and this is how you can win the game for us and get that second. And you know, we called it, and brilliant. It's come, you know, it's happened, and delighted for him. Great finish. He's a strong kid, and he rolled it. He had a good touch, rolled them well on the edge of the box, and great finish into the bottom corner. Pantilimon with no chance.
Who comes on? There's a set piece that Blues are having to defend here. Carvalho stands over it. A really high line from Blues, who eventually get back, and Jukovic gets something on the head of the strike on goal. And it's Lolly with his first touch, seconds after being thrown on, who fizzes one past Lee Camp. And it gives Forest hope. 15 still to play. Just when it looked like Blues were comfortable, the game back in the balance.
I think the header clear. I think it's Harley Dean that's headed it. If he gets a call from his centre-half behind him. He can comfortably head it back out towards the throwing line where the free kick came from. But he's headed it at, no, it's Djukovic won the header. You can't do anything about that, can you? I mean, it's the second ball they've won in the whole game, but it's went straight to Joe Lolly, who's running onto it at full pace and hit one of the best half volleys he's ever going to hit in his career, and with his first touch scores another against Blues.
Back into one another. It's Figueiredo who is lining up a shot. Lolly will look to carry them forward and then prods it back into an area congested with red players. Robinson, who thought about pulling the trigger and then turns away from Djukovic. Eventually he does. Morrison can only toe clear. It's back out to Osborne. Infield to Lolly again with the strike. Batted away by Camp, only as far as Murphy! Forrest back on level terms. And it's a sucker punch to Gary Monk's men. We were 2-0 up in this game, but now with 3 minutes remaining, we'll be on the back foot. Forest 2, Blues 2. Dean and Murphy going into battle. Gardner prodding it forward. Viv Solomon Otterbor will put the burners on. It's a straight foot race and gets there first. Off goes Solomon Otterbor. What can he do, the young winger? Hits the byline and wins another corner. Will Blues have time to take it? 20 seconds, a rip-roaring finish here at the City Ground. Both sides fancy the winner.
Yeah, it was a good break again. Gary Gardner with a good ball. Obviously knows of Solomon's pace and knows that he'll get there. Just putting it into the space. He's got there. Just then can you just be?
Oh, they're not going to let Blues take it, and that brings the end to, well, an entertaining 4-goal draw here at the City Ground. Blues 2-0 up and 75 minutes on the clock. You'd have backed the away side to pick up their first 3 points of the season, but instead goals from Joe Lolly and Daryl Murphy mean that Blues still wait for that first 3 points and that first away win since April. You come away from home, you're probably happy with a point, but when you've seen the game and the circumstances and you get yourselves 2 goals up and you look threatening on the counter-attack, it's one, well, they'll probably say it's 2 points dropped.